Welcome back to the cryptoworld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now Solana is just about to break out into new all-time highs, while Ethereum is now bouncing from this critical area of support, while XRP is about to break from this pattern at any moment now, while a rare altcoin opportunity is repeating for this altcoin, which I'll talk about later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, just before taking a look at Ethereum, first taking a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, because this basically tells us when we should be expecting the next major altcoin season, which should be potentially within 1 to 2 months from now based on history. Because if we're looking at previous cycles where we've seen these huge altcoin seasons, which in case you're new to all of this, when the Bitcoin dominance crashes, that means Bitcoin is losing market share, so the altcoins are gaining market share, also known as an altcoin season, when the altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin as the Bitcoin dominance crashes. And we usually see these huge crashes in the Bitcoin dominance, these massive altcoin seasons at the beginning of the following year, following the Bitcoin halving year. And so, for example, we had the 2016 Bitcoin halving, and then right at the beginning of 2017, we saw the beginning of that huge crash in the Bitcoin dominance, so the start of the altcoin season. And then in the 2020 example, we saw the 2020 Bitcoin halving, and then it was right at the beginning of 2021 where we saw the beginning of the next major altcoin season. And so these white lines on this Bitcoin dominance chart are the Bitcoin halvings. And of course, this year we did see a Bitcoin halving, which means at the very beginning of next year, the very beginning of 2025, we should begin the next major altcoin season based on that. And if we're taking a look at these red vertical lines, these are the US presidential elections. So we saw the 2016 election, the 2020 election, and the most recent 2024 election. And if we're measuring the amount of time from the US elections to the beginning of the next major altcoin season, we're talking about a couple of months, usually around 2 months, give or take, from the US election to the beginning of the next major altcoin season. And so simply based on history, this is all we can really go off here, but based on history, we should see the beginning of the next massive altcoin season, also known as a dump in the Bitcoin dominance, potentially right at the beginning of 2025. So most likely within around 1 to 2 months from now. And in the meantime, maybe over the next 1 month or so, we might still see an increase in the Bitcoin dominance here in the shorter term. So keep that in mind. Bitcoin could still be outperforming a lot of the crypto market just in the short term, maybe for another few weeks or so. But then in around a month or two from now, we might see the beginning of that next major altcoin season simply based on history. And with that being said, taking a look at Ethereum on the weekly time frame, and right now on these larger time frames, the price of ETH is still playing out a bull run, looking very, very bullish on the larger time frames. So not much has changed over the last 1 day on this chart right here. And so if we're taking a look at this 3-day time frame, what has changed over the last 1 day is the price of ETH is now attempting a breakout finally above this Fibonacci level, acting as resistance, which was sitting at around 3.2k. Now, technically speaking, we still need to confirm this 3-day candle close above 3.2k in order to actually confirm this breakout. But with that being said, we're already trading above this level, so the next major point of resistance is sitting at around 3,500 approximately, and then above that I'll be targeting around 3.9k to 4k as another major area of resistance. And if we're taking a look at this daily Ethereum chart, of course we're now bouncing massively from this area of support here in the short term, and this area is still sitting in between around $3,000 to $30.50. So in that area, we have major support as we've seen recently, but we still have a lot of resistance above the current price, sitting in between around $34.30 to $35.60 approximately. So expect some struggle in that area, some sell pressure in that price range as we've seen previously. But once we can finally see a confirmed breakout beyond this area of resistance, breaking out beyond around 35.60, then in that case, we could start targeting around 3.9k to 4k, basically these previous highs. And so in the short term, at least for now, we're in a bit of a sideways price range, bouncing around between support and resistance. So ultimately, this is relatively neutral while the price is in a sideways price range in the short term. But zooming out, looking at the bigger picture, we're still currently within a larger bull run. And if we're taking a look at the price of Solana on the 2-day time frame, right now the price of Solana as of recording this video is literally just a few dollars away from breaking to new all-time highs. In fact, at this current pace, by the time you're watching this video at this pace, the price of Solana might already be in new all-time highs, because the all-time high for Solana is sitting at approximately $260. So we're literally just a few dollars away from breaking out above 260 into new all-time highs. And if history is any indication, when basically any crypto breaks out above its old all-time high, we usually see a continuation of the bull run much higher. So there's a good chance we'll continue pumping here once we can actually see a strong breakout above 260, which could happen honestly at any moment now. We're so close. And if we're taking a look at this 2-day Solana chart, right now we are on our way towards the 1618 Fibonacci extension, which is sitting at close to $313. And so once we can finally break out above 260, then in that case, I'll be targeting, and pretty much already targeting right now, $313. So it's very likely that in the coming days or weeks, the price could break out beyond $300. And so if we're measuring out from the current price of Solana at the time of recording this video to that Fibonacci extension at around 313, that's more than a 21% move to the upside, which is potentially a major opportunity here, because that's over a 20% gain with no leverage, or for example, with a 10x leverage long position, that'll be over a 200% profit, essentially tripling your initial capital. And so as I've been saying this entire time, no matter what happens in the short term, on the smaller time frames, when we're zooming out, looking at the bigger picture, Solana and a lot of the crypto markets looking very bullish right now, playing out a huge bull run. And with that being said, if we're zooming into the short term, looking at just the 8-hour time frame, of course, over the last 1 to 2 days, we initially confirmed this short-term bearish divergence, which played out over around 1 day or so. But right now, this has already been invalidated with another breakout to the upside. So obviously, this played out a lot faster than what I initially expected. I expected this to play out over another 1 to 2 days or so before then continuing the bull market. So basically, we've just played out a little bit faster than what was expected. And so that's why I always say, no matter what happens in the short term on the small time frames, ultimately we're looking very bullish when we're zooming out, looking at the bigger picture. And if you want to trade these moves in the price of Solana or any other crypto to maximize your profits in crypto during this bull market, personally, I take most of my trades over on Bybit, so I'll make sure to leave a link to Bybit down below this video in the description and in the pinned comment. And if you use that link below this video to make your Bybit account and deposit on that account, then you can get up to a $30,000 deposit bonus, but only if you use that link down below this video. And also, if you use that link, it'll take you to this page right here, which is a 500 USDT position airdrop. So basically a free $500 trade as your first trade over on Bybit, but that's only available if you use the link below this video to make your Bybit account and actually deposit on that account. But for whatever reason, if you cannot access Bybit or if you cannot KYC on Bybit, there's also Bitfinex, which is another crypto exchange similar to Bybit, but you don't need KYC for Bitfinex, which means if you're in the US or the UK, for example, or another country where you might not be able to access Bybit, you can access Bitfinex. So I'll also leave a link to Bitfinex below this video. And if you use that link, you can get up to a 5.5k deposit bonus. And only if you use that link, you can get an exclusive 10% discount on all trading fees on the Bitfinex exchange forever. But that's only available if you use the link below this video to make your Bitfinex account. So as another option out there other than Bybit, one that you can access from the US, once again, there's Bitfinex, links down below if you want to claim those extra bonuses. But with that being said, taking a look at XRP on the weekly time frame, right now the price of XRP is still trading between this golden pocket and this 78.6% Fibonacci level. So of course, this golden pocket should now be acting as major support, which is sitting in between around 94 cents to $1. And this 78.6% Fibonacci level, which is acting as resistance, is sitting at right at around $1.30, but the resistance really starts at around $1.26, going up towards $1.30. So in that price range, there's strong resistance, but once we can finally see a confirmed breakout above $1.30, in that case, expect to move at least up towards around $1.70, basically these highs, potentially all the way up towards around $2, where we could also find some strong resistance around there. And so ultimately, we're just taking a bit of a break around this resistance in the short term, but ultimately we're still within a bull run, as we can clearly see. And if we're zooming into the short term, looking at the 2-hour time frame, right now the price of XRP is extremely close to breaking from this triangle pattern, this symmetrical triangle pattern, also known as a horizontal triangle pattern, with this line of resistance currently sitting at around $1.13, and this line of support currently sitting at around $1.10. And from where we are right now to the end of this triangle pattern, that's less than 1 day from now, which means it's guaranteed that over the next 1 day, at some point, we will either break out above this line of resistance or below this support. So like I said, we're getting extremely close to breaking from this pattern. And this presents a trading opportunity that we could potentially take here, not financial advice, but if we confirm a breakout above that line of resistance, then in that case, that will set up an initial price target at around $1.34. Or if we break below the line of support, that will set up an initial price target at around 92 to 93 cents. But if we break in the bullish direction specifically, not only would we have this price target at around $1.34, give or take, we would also have a larger flagpole price target based on this being a bullish continuation pattern, and that price target would be sitting at around $1.72. And so in other words, from the point of the breakout to that first price target, if we actually confirm the breakout first to that first price target, that's almost a 20% move to the upside already. But from the point of the breakout to that complete flagpole price target, that's around a 52% move to the upside. So obviously a massive opportunity here, more than a 50% potential gain, and that's with no leverage. So just for example, with a 10x leverage long position, in that case, that would be more than a 500% profit. But once again, I want to make it clear that we have not yet confirmed a breakout of either of these levels, either support or resistance, which means we still need to wait for confirmation, because these bullish price targets do not come into play until we see candle closes above this line of resistance. And of course, in the other direction, we'll need to see a candle close below that line of support in order to confirm that short-term bearish price target at approximately 93 cents, give or take. And as crypto traders, we can make money no matter what direction the price goes here. All we have to do is just wait for confirmation. So for example, just a trading strategy example, not financial advice, if we confirm a breakout with a candle close above that line of resistance, that could be a potential signal to enter a long position to trade towards those bullish price targets. Or on the other hand, if we do not break out above resistance and instead we confirm a candle close below this line of support, that could be a short-term signal to enter a short position towards this bearish price target. And so just by knowing that knowledge and having that trading strategy, we can make money no matter what direction the price breaks here. We first just have to wait for a confirmed break of one of those levels before setting up those price targets. And so if you want to take trading opportunities like this for yourself, you have to be ready to go, already set up on an exchange. Once again, links down below to those exchanges if you want to get those extra bonuses. And with that being said, if we're taking a look at this altcoin, which is Optimism, ticker OP, Optimism, and this is on the weekly time frame, and I'm sharing this because right now Optimism is potentially repeating history, presenting a rare opportunity. Because right now the price is playing out a massive double bottom pattern, also known as a W pattern. And the last time we saw this was back during 2023, as we can see. And right near the end of 2023, we saw a breakout. In fact, this happened in November 2023. So in the same time of the year, in November, we're seeing the breakout from a massive double bottom pattern or W pattern. And not only that, we're also seeing the weekly Optimism RSI break out above this key line of resistance, the exact same line of resistance as what we saw the last time this happened. And in case you're wondering, the last time we saw this breakout from this double bottom pattern, from the point of the breakout to the next major high in the price of Optimism, just to the weekly candle close, that was more than a 116% pump to the upside, or to the actual candle wick high right here, around 140% move to the upside, or to the actual bull run high, that was around a 180% move to the upside, nearly a 200% pump in under a year. And so it's quite possible that potentially just in a number of months here, we could see more than a 100% pump. As always, not financial advice. Of course, history does not guarantee that the future is going to happen the exact same way, but based on history, it's quite likely that we're going to at least see more bullish price action here over the coming weeks or months. And as always, even though the price is bullish on these larger time frames, don't forget that on smaller time frames, we can see little pullbacks here and there along the way. Like for example, during that huge bullish move last time near the end of 2023, we saw one red candle right here, and this is on the weekly time frame, so that's an entire week of red price action. But when we zoom out, look at the bigger picture, we were in a larger bullish move despite that short-term pullback. So keep that in mind. Of course, it's basically unlikely that we're going to just move in a straight line, but ultimately on these larger time frames, we're looking very, very bullish right now, especially if we can confirm this weekly candle close above this level on the price chart, which is sitting at around $1.95. And in case you're wondering, the technical price target based on this double bottom pattern, also known as a W pattern, the technical price target would be sitting at around just under $3, around $2.96 approximately, which from the current price as of recording this video to that price target is around a 40% pump with no leverage. And also, if we're zooming into the shorter term, looking at the 12-hour time frame for the price of optimism, right now optimism is playing out an inverse head and shoulders pattern, which is a bullish technical pattern, and this is already broken out as you can see right here. But if we're looking at the technical price target for this inverse head and shoulders pattern, that price target is sitting at approximately $2.48. So from the current price to that price target, that's still around a 17% pump to the upside. And once again, if you want to trade these moves in the price of any crypto, check out those links down below this video to claim those extra bonuses. And if you want to actually know how to trade crypto, no matter if the price is bullish, bearish, or chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can profit from bullish or bearish price action using long positions or short positions. And the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.